دكتور عبد الصمد. We cannot hear you, Dr. Abdul Samad.
Hello, and now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. We can start, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody, I am very happy to present you my communication about users of social media and information practices of youth in Morocco, the case of social media, social network TikTok. I want first to say thank you to my friend Hakim Zain for the invitation, and also the Faculty of Mass Communication and Fine Art of Al-Ma'arif University for holding this second international conference on digital journalism and innovative media in the First, I will try to present the context of the media, of the study and their objectives and research program, and also the methodology in order to talk and discuss with you the main results. Shortly, social media theories help us to understand how people interact on social media platforms and also to make sense of the complex relationship between users, content, networks, and technology. These theories are then divided into groups. Some focus on users and study the behavior of the customer and of messages, and the other are interested in the relationship between the balance of power between the producers and customers of the messages broadcast. Few studies carried out to the date to grasp the emergence of new information practices in the context of appropriation of message flows linked to the rise of digital media. The concept of information practices cover a number of activities such as the information seeking, searching, and use. In addition, formal and informal communication is included. This study tried to give an answer to contribute in the communication research by trying to learn about social media impact in the dissemination of news and to learn about informational practices of youth users in the social network TikTok. We will try to describe the situation by answering two questions. The first question is, what are effects of TikTok on news organization practices? And the second question is, what are the effects of TikTok on the news consumption habits of the youth generation? In order to do that, we try to understand how TikTok works by revising literature and content analysis of trends on Morocco, 10 pages of news organizations on TikTok, and also understanding the effects of TikTok on news organization and their youth users by directing interview with 20-year-old journalists and student journalists. What are about the results? About news characteristics on TikTok, since its creation, TikTok is a popular social media platform known for its short-form videos. While it primarily focuses on entertainment and creative content, it has also become a source of news and information for many users, especially the youth generation, that what our students and journalists think about. TikTok is not a traditional news platform, and its impact on the news practices of the youth generation is both positive and negative. TikTok format of short videos encourages quick and easily digestible content. This leads to a tendency for users to consume news in brief snippets rather than engaging with more in-depth and nuanced reporting. TikTok allows users to create and share their own content, which can include news, commentary, and analysis. Users follow creators with different viewpoints and gain exposure to a wider range of opinions. Like in a social media platform, TikTok is susceptible to the spread of misinformation and fake news. Due to the algorithmic nature of the platform, false information can easily go viral and reach a large audience. Youth users declare that this can potentially contribute to the spread of rumors and inaccurate news among the youth generation. TikTok emphasis on visual storytelling and creativity can make news more engaging and accessible to younger audiences. Some news organizations and journalists have embraced the platform to share news stories in innovative ways using videos, animations, and other visual elements to capture adult attention and provide informative content. Due to the format brevity and the potential of oversimplification, TikTok may not allow facilitate a deep understanding of complex news topics. Users may be more likely to form opinions based on limited information or sensationalized content without taking additional context or conducting independent research. As a result, the impact of TikTok on news practices is a dynamic and evolving phenomenon. About the effect on Moroccan youth, TikTok format encourages Moroccan users to consume news in short, isolated video clips, but they recognize that they need to a fragmented understanding of complex issues, as they encounter news in bite-sized pieces without accessing the full context or exploring different perspectives. TikTok's users-generated content model allows also anyone to create and share news-related content. This can blur the line between professional journalism and personal perspective, potentially impacting the perceived credibility of news sources. TikTok is also used as a platform for discussing social and political issues. Moroccan youth declare being engaged with news-related content on TikTok, and that helps them to become more aware of social issues and develop a greater sense of civic engagement. The effect of TikTok on news firms' production practices. As a result, we have TikTok emphasis on visual storytelling influence the way news organizations present information. To cater to the platform format, news outlets adopt more visually engaging and concise formats, such as infographics or animated videos to capture the attention of user audience. News organizations use also some strategies to engage with the youth generation on TikTok as they adapt their content to TikTok format. They create concise, visually appealing videos that capture attention quickly and deliver key news information in a compelling manner. Also, they incorporate visual storytelling techniques. They use animations, infographics, subtitles, and other visual elements to convey information effectively and engage youth users. Creative visuals help simplify complex topics and make news more accessible to user audiences. As a recommendation, I think that media literacy and will be a solution in order to encourage users to use TikTok and TikTok content, information content on a better way. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Abdel-Samad, for your presentation. We will leave the questions to the end of the session. Now we will start with the second presentation that will be delivered by Assistant Professor Dr. Malak Reis, who is currently serving as the Academic Program Coordinator for the Management Information System Program at the at the University of Sciences and Arts in Lebanon. Please let us join Dr. Malak's presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein, and thank you for Al Ma'arif University for organizing this very important gathering and conference. Ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed colleagues, my beloved students, good afternoon. Today I'm here to talk about a topic that I was actually forever passionate about since I've learned when I was pursuing my master's degree. However, when I was pursuing my master's degree, I couldn't imagine how these technologies, these very complicated technologies, are going to be blended to our daily lives. How are people going to accept that robots are going to take our decisions? How are people are going to understand that machine learning can make our daily tasks easier? However, and now as I stand here, I know that several of my students and their young siblings are using ChatGPT, for example, on a daily basis and easily. This integration, this seamless integration, is actually the results of years and years of research. And this actually highlights the importance of making research studies on how to integrate artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, data mining, in our everyday practices and in every sector. So allow me today to talk about employing data mining and big data analytics in digital journalism through a survey that highlights the most important application areas, their challenges, and the possible opportunities for professionals and for future researchers. The presentation outlines goes as follows. As a start, I'm going to start by introducing the research aims, and clarifying the research methodology. Then we're going to have a fast class about the concepts of machine learning, data mining, big data. Moving on to the center of my study, which was about the application of data mining and big data and digital journalism. And then we end with the key findings and the conclusion. The main purpose of this work, of course, was to directly support both researchers in the academic domain and professionals within the media companies to better understand the current development and new directions within the field of digital journalism, and to let them understand more how to use data mining and big data by exploring the most important and central application domains and the challenges and opportunities posed in each domain. The research methodology here, or the adopted research methodology, is actually the analytical descriptive research methodology. We actually scanned more than 50 studies. It's based on the qualitative analysis of journals, conference proceedings, and corporate reports that were very lately published in the application area. The main research question that the study answered is what are the main application areas that exist within literature, and what are the research that can be handled in future research. First of all, let's start by introducing machine learning and data mining. I know that these words are now trends. Everyone is talking actually about algorithms, machine learning, data mining, but I want to ask you, audience, who actually understands how do they work? Raise your hands, please. Who understands how machine learning and data mining actually work? Who uses machine learning and data mining by using ChatGPT? Raise your hands. So it is very important to understand any technology while using it. Why? When I understand the roots of this technology, I can understand how can I take it for my benefit, and I can actually understand the cautions when I'm using this technology. So let's start by introducing machine learning. Machine learning is actually giving the machine the ability to mimic the human brain. So we actually teach the machine how to think, how to analyze, based on what? Based on historical data. Data mining utilizes machine learning and other academic disciplines like statistics, databases, information sciences, in order to discover and unleash hidden patterns that exist within this data. The main data mining categories are traditional data mining, which is based on structured text mining, which you are actually familiar with when you scan the websites and when you crawl Twitter datasets, web mining, when you are actually tracked on the websites, image mining of time series data, and spatial data mining are now less popular in the domain of digital journalism. However, there is an urge to start using them because they contain very important information that can be discovered and that can be used to take decisions within the media sector. Here's a glance about how the data mining system works. Briefly, the data mining systems actually rely on data to learn about the problem, to understand it. Then there's a testing phase in order to know whether the algorithm is good or not. And finally, there's a validation phase to test the algorithm furthermore within a real application scenario. Moving on to big data, we are also very familiar and we always hear about big data. Big data, of course, is not about having a large Excel file. It's way more than that. We don't actually talk about terabytes, but rather we talk about petabytes of data. However, the term big data doesn't only stand for the size of data, but rather expands for the analytical capabilities that we use in order to make use of the data to understand our problem more. The main big data platforms that are currently used are Hadoop and Spark. However, in the area of data mining, Spark is way better than Hadoop. So when we are targeting a data mining problem in journalism, it's better to use Apache Spark. هلا أنا عم بحكي ومش معمول شيء سكرين. أوكي. فكرت أوتوماتيكلي عاملين. لما الأول كان لازم تقول لك. هلا جيت أنا. مش الحال هلا. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for this technical problem. So I was talking about Hadoop and Apache Spark. Apache Spark is way more beneficial than Hadoop. It outperforms Hadoop. So you as young researchers, as professionals, are recommended to use Apache Spark for your machine learning problems. So moving on to the big research answers. What are the data mining and big data application areas in digital journalism? First of all, we were recently hearing about what is so-called robot journalism, fake news detection, comment analysis, and recommendation systems. In this study, we are going to explore what are the challenges and opportunities that exist within each one of these research areas. Automated journalism is actually a very popular but research concept which was actually realized by researchers way before the professional media companies like the Associated Press, Forbes, the New York Times, Los Angeles Times, and ProPublica were using it. Unfortunately, a lot of journalists are now threatened by robot journalism. A lot of journalists are now concerned whether they are going to be outside of the competition, whether robots are going to be the new journalists. So in this research, I'm going to answer this question by posing the drivers and the limitations of robot journalism. The key drivers of robot journalism are, of course, the increasing availability of structured data, which is very essential when we want to perform data mining tasks over big data. Algorithms, of course, are able to generate news in less time, at a larger scale, and potentially with fewer mistakes than human journalists. Algorithms can use the same data to tell stories in various languages, unlike human journalists, and from different points of view, which also allows personalization and customizations. Algorithms have the potential to generate news on demand by creating stories in response to the user's questions. However, the good news for our journalists is that algorithms rely on data assumptions, both of which are subject to biases and errors. As we also say, when the data is not very representative of the domain, the outcome will be wrong. In addition, algorithms are not capable of asking questions, explaining new phenomena, or establishing causality, and thus are limited in their ability to observe society and to fulfill journalist tasks such as orientation and public opinion formulation. Event detection is a very important branch when we talk about robot journalism. Event detection is actually categorized into two types, the new event detection and the retrospective event detection. However, the main challenge is the limited availability of data sets used by studies, especially from Twitter streams, making it difficult to determine the state-of-art performance across different approaches. Comment analysis main domain range from sentiment analysis, trolling, hate speech, and spam, on-off detection, hot topics, and diversity and anomaly. Recommendation systems, of course, when we talk about recommendation systems, we talk about systems that recommend the most personalized and customized content that the user might be interested in. Currently, it's used to enhance news consumption, increase online subscription numbers, and are integrated into their strategies and objectives such as the company key performance indicators, KPIs. In the newsroom, there's a very important urge to use recommendation platforms in order to know what are the news that are actually beneficial for our clients. Among the important open news recommendation platforms are Mind, Apache Mahout, Edomar, and StreamingCrack. In conclusion, there is a need to carry out extensive studies to understand how the masses uses AI tools in news production and publishing and the effects of this use on journalism. Research on the impact of AI on journalism as a profession and journalistic is still at its infancy and is dominated by contradictory views and inconsistent results. Therefore, more and more research is needed in this area. The development and growth rate of AI journalism will depend on people's acceptance and on the adaptation to the AI news. Finally, journalists are best advised to develop skills that algorithms cannot perform or process, such as in-depth analysis, interviewing, and investigative reporting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Malat, for the interesting talk. Now we move for the third presentation titled Arabic Ontology in Digital Media, to be delivered by Dr. Zainab Hassoun, who is a lecturer at Al-Ma'arif University and Lebanese International University, providing courses related to different information system fields. Please let us join Dr. Hassoun's presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Before I start my presentation, I need to just a few minutes to seize this opportunity to thank the organizing committee, the sponsors, and every participant for their efforts that they made in order to have a fruitful conference. Okay, thank you. Fruitful conference. Today in my presentation, I will demonstrate the outcome for our research that was conducted under the title Arabic Ontology in Digital Media. Our research aims to demonstrate what are the different or important role played by the semantic representation on what is meant by ontology in digital media, and what are the different challenges faced by Arabic media, and what are the certain recommendations that will assist in this domain. I hope that you will enjoy this topic. In my presentation, I will highlight these main ideas, what is meant by ontology, one. I am sharing the screen. You need to stop sharing your. Let's check it. So I will demonstrate what is meant by ontology, the different benefits of ontology in digital media, what is meant by digital assets, and what is meant by digital or metadata. What are the different ontologies that already were developed in the digital media context? What are the different challenges that faced by the Arabic media context, and to end up with some recommendation. So before we start, I need to just highlight that with the emerging of different technology, everything around us became digital, even the digital media. With this development, it has increased the transition from the traditional media into what is meant by digital media or the new media. The combination of different sound, video, and text represent, in order to describe your idea, is referred to what is meant by multimedia. But to develop different machine learning in digital media, as discussed by my colleague, Dr. Malaki Khrez, and to develop different web applications in digital media in order to enhance the searching, the annotation, and the discovering of knowledge in digital media, you need to represent the different media content in meaningful and semantic manner using what is meant by ontology. But what is meant by ontology? This term is a Latin term, ontologia, was invented by German philosopher Jacob Lorhard and was appeared firstly in his book in 1606. But different applications and in different domains were implemented ontology in order to enhance the retrieval of information, like in health domain, in legal domain, and also in digital media. There are a lot of definitions that already define this term, ontology, semantic representation. One of the well-known definitions was introduced by Gropper as formal specification of assured conceptualization. Formal means that we represent the content in a meaningful way that understandable by human and machine at the same time. So machine can understand these concepts and the human can understand also these concepts. What is meant by digital assets and what is meant by metadata? Digital assets are referred to any material, whether it's text, whether it's an image or film or song that digitally transmitted and issued, and it's owned by either by a company or by individual. Metadata, it's data about the data. It's data about the asset. Describe the data about an asset. For example, to describe a sound, you need to describe metadata about the sound, such as the sound title, artist name, album name, and so on. In the world of digital asset management, the metadata is very important. It's very important to describe the digital asset in order to to enhance searching for these digital assets, and without representing in a correct way the metadata, it will affect the performance of these data assets management systems. So, the semantic representation in digital media, like in other domains, provide a lot of advantages. For example, it enhances semantic search and discovery with semantic annotation of the content that are related to digital asset and semantic annotation for the metadata that describe these digital assets. It can enhance the discovery of information. It can enhance the searching for information. For example, a Finnish broadcasting company developed an ontology in order to enhance its searching by tagging, by annotating its content with some concept and the relationship between the concept. Also with semantic representation, or also with ontology, we can enhance the management of digital knowledge. For example, in 2019, digital media assets ontology was developed in order to provide unified description for all digital assets. When I said digital asset, I mean by a digital asset can be a sound, can be a film, can be a video that should be represented by the ontology. Also, in order to allow to integrate different application inside digital media, to allow different applications to talk to each other, to communicate with each other, we need to represent data in unified description like an ontology. For example, if France TV applied semantic ontology, developed an ontology to map heterogeneous data sources. And this slide shows data ontology in the domain of digital media called digital media ontology that represents the main concept related to a specific domain. For example, it represents first level concepts such as the asset, Second level of concepts such as organization, person, product, and we have third level of concepts. For example, the product or the asset can be a book, can be a game, can be an album, music recording, or any video. The ontology represents conceptually these concepts and determine the semantic relationship between these concepts. These ontology allow to increase the performance of retrieving for digital assets and also for managing the different resources. After we have conducted our research in the domain of digital media, we found that we have a lot of ontology that were developed in the digital media. For example, we have the software-defined media ontology developed in 2018. Another one, digital media asset, developed in 2019. The digital media ontology developed in 2022, and the most recent one is ontology for media creation. All of these ontology were developed in the domain of English media data. English media data, where for example, if any new ontology will be developed, it apply reusing or integration from the previous ontology. But this is not the case in Arabic. Although it is one of the most first spoken language in the world, it covers 22 countries that already speak in Arabic. But with respect to the existed semantic annotation and with respect to the ontology that exists, it don't reflect the importance of Arabic ontology. For example, there are few ontologies that were developed in the Arabic media domain. In 2009, Al-Khalifa developed first Arabic semantic annotation tool called Aratation that semantically annotate the Arabic news entities based on different classes or different concepts, followed by, in 2015, by a core ontology that was developed to represent Iraqi news. For example, this table represents the most important concept or classes included in the core ontology. These reasons behind the scarcity of different ontology in Arabic related to different challenges or reasons. Most of them are related to the linguistic challenges, where the Arabic ontology characterized by complexity and by different features that are different from the other languages, where, for example, capitalization is not included in Arabic. Arabic language is written from right to left. For example, the absence of diacritics and most modern standard Arabic text. Other challenges related to lack or limited support of existed semantic web tools. The existed semantic web tools that are used in order to develop ontology are related to English or to Latin character set, but there is no semantic web tools that are dedicated to Arabic language. This table shows the level of support that provided by the different semantic web tools. Protege and Gina, for example, provide support for Arabic language more than the other platform. So our recommendation in order to enhance research in the domain of Arabic ontology in digital media is to depend, or not to start from scratch. If you need to create Arabic ontology, you need to depend on existed Arabic top-level ontologies. For example, the ontology that was developed by Mustafa Jarar in Beirut University. So this screenshot represents the main concepts that are included in the ontology that already developed. So we can use or reuse these concepts in order to develop other domain Arabic ontologies. Another recommendation is to take advantage from the different ontologies and different software engineering tasks that have been proposed in order to facilitate building ontology. For example, in my PhD already I have created a proposed lexical layer modular approach that facilitate the building of ontology by decomposing the building process into different modules, and each module will be developed independently. Also develop research communities who specialize in processing and encoding of Arabic media content. Develop Arabic ontology library at the same level of ontology library that developed for different languages. This will facilitate developing ontology for the different domain and especially for the Arabic media content by applying, reusing, and integration from other ontologies. At the end, in order to have successful machine learning application and web application in digital media, you need to successfully and efficiently represent the digital content in meaningful manner, like applying ontology in English and in Arabic domain. Thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation. Can I take it?
Thank you, Dr. Zainab, for this informative talk, actually. Now we will move for the fourth presentation that will be delivered by Dr. Zainab Tfaili, who is a translator, a researcher, and a university instructor. So please let us join Dr. Tfaili's talk. Thank you.
فيني اشوفه لازم اعمل شير سكرين وين في شير سكرين can't find it. I don't know if you can see the screen. It seems not yet. Okay. ما اسمع. كليك عليها. لا ما اسمع ما في شير أصلاً. هيدا الزوم.
Okay, is this your presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Good evening. Sorry for this technical problem. Now, I would like to thank you again for the opportunity to be a part of this conference. Thank you for Al Ma'arif University and all the organizers. Thanks for the audience and for my colleagues. Today, I'm going to talk about social media language and cultural identity, pros and cons. Before starting, I would like to tell you what is social media. according to certain authors and dictionaries. Like Kaplan defines social media as a group of internet-based applications that build on the ideological and technological foundations that allows creation and exchange of user-generated content. Manning, on the other hand, he defines social media as the term often used to refer to new forms of media that involves interactive participation. However, Miller, he has another point of view when defining social media. He said that it's everything which is posted on the screen and not the tools that are being used. According to Webster's dictionary, social media is a form of electronic communication, such as websites or any other social network through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal issues, and other content such as videos. According to Cambridge, websites and computer programs that allow people to communicate and share information is all about social media. These are the tools of social media, as you are all users of these tools like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. These are other tools like Yahoo, Google+, Meta. When defining social media, it's very important to see or to recognize that it has become such an important part in our lives, and it's easy to think that it has always been there. However, knowing that social media is based on internet, and without internet we cannot use social media, is very important. And according to this, if you can see this history of social media, you can see that it started in 1997 and it is still to the present day. So it's not that long. It's just like 30 years past. Yani the age of social media is just like 30 years. It's good to know as well that there are social media applications or tools that die, that they are no longer exist, like the 6 Degrees, the Finster, MySpace, etc. And in 2007, as you all know that the iOS of iPhone has started, and with the iOS on iPhone, many applications has appeared, like Snapchat, TikTok, Google+, Clubhouse, Twitter, Facebook, Meta, etc. Now, if we're going to give you an idea now of just how turbulent the social media history has been, over here you can see, like, since January 2012 to the present day, January 2023, how the number of users in millions is increasing. It's increasing, like in January 12, it was 1,482 million users. In January 2023, it is 4,760 million users. So the users, the increasing number of users is very, we should be concerned about this rapid increasing number. We cannot talk about this increasing number without the economic aspect that is affecting not the users, the creators of the social media. If we can take an example as Meta, if we can see the revenues in million US dollars of Meta, it started in 2009 by like 777 million US dollars. In 2022, it is 117 or 118 million dollars. So the increasing number of users is parallel with the increasing number of revenues. And here is LinkedIn, the social media application LinkedIn as well. It has the same thing. The number of revenues is increasing rapidly year by year over years. These statistics, I would like to tell you that it's based on LinkedIn sales. He has done this statistics in May 10, 2023. He is a content specialist from Massachusetts. He specialized in technology content for a decade. Now, the most important thing in social media is which language are we using in social media. You, as adults, our children, we as instructors, adults, all human categories, which language are they using in social media? And is this social language destroying our current language? This is a very important question. Or simply it is changing the way we use language just to express ourselves. I will give you an example after a definition of social media language. You all know that in social media we use unique vocab, unique syntax, and unique writing style. It has nothing to do with our natural language, with the English or Arabic or Spanish or any other language. Social media language is characterized by its informal tone, it's not formal. It uses a lot of slangs and a lot of brevity. Social media language also, it uses, as we all know, as you all use, hashtags, memes, and other forms of social media. I'm going to give you a list of examples of this social media language. Like here is a meme. What do you mean there is no food at the party? So without this subtitle, just seeing this meme, the one who is communicating with would understand that the picture says, what do you mean there is no food at the party? Here are other memes like bottle of water. You see how the language is changing, the social media language is changing? Over here, here's the hashtag. The hashtag is one form of social media as well. Hashtag Monday Mood or hashtag about Palestine. Other examples on social media language is the abbreviations and acronyms. Like we can use LOL or OMG. LOL, it means laugh out loud, or OMG is oh my God, or other acronyms and abbreviations like IDK, I don't know. Instead of saying the whole complete sentence, we say IDK or TTYL. Here we're using the brevity in our communication. There are new terms as well when using social media, like selfies, photobombs, or groupies. Selfies when you take only one selfie, groupies when you take a selfie with another group. And photobombs is an unexpected appearance in a photo. Now these are other social media language or other forms of acronyms is fear of missing out, or trolling, or direct message, or getting, or viral, or clickbait, or live tweeting. These terms are very new. They don't exist in any dictionary, neither the Webster's, neither the Cambridge. It is a social media language. Now, these examples on social media influence language, communication styles, and creation of new forms of expressions. As social media continues to play an increasingly important role in our lives, the influence of social media language is only likely to grow. It not only shapes how we communicate with each other, it shows us how to communicate with each other, either online or offline. In many ways, social media language has become a reflection of the current generation's identity, as if we are shaping ourselves in an identity, in a virtual digital identity, and a way to express one's users' thoughts, emotions, opinions in a way that is authentic and relatable to their peers. If we shift now to the cultural identity, we all know that each one of us has a certain cultural identity. Cultural identity includes everything related to language, sexual orientation, religion, age, gender, race, ethnicity, mental, physical ability. But now, if we're going to link the social media language and cultural identity, we will find something which is very interesting. So if you look at this paradigm of social media effect on cultural identity, this figure, I would like you to look at this figure. It represents the full structural model to demonstrate the potential relationship among all the concepts that we can see down here: communication, relationship, acculturation, and community, in which social media is connecting people through their original culture, and they are mixing the other cultures all together. Now, if we will talk about the pros and cons of social media language, first of all, pros of social media language. First of all, it facilitates communication across borders and languages. It can be used to promote and preserve minority languages. However, if we will talk about cultural identity, it allows us to share diverse cultural content, and social media allows us to foster the information online cultural communities. Now, what about the cons? The cons is the slangs and abbreviations. If we use the internet slang, it will implement formal language skills. Nowadays, our children, our colleagues, they don't use the language in a proper way. They are using like acronyms, abbreviations, but if you ask them to write a complete sentence, they will not be allowed to do it. Cultural appropriation is the misuse or appropriation of cultural symbols and practices, and homogenization. The risk of cultures becoming homogenized due to global trends. Now, the impact of social media language on identity, which is very important here to shed the light on the online personal or real identity. The online or the digital or the virtual cultural identity is playing an important role in our society. Social media may contribute to a curated online identity. And the second one is influence on self-perception. It can impact how individuals perceive their own cultural identity. I would like to share with you something that happened with my kid. We can say that he is a TikToker and he is like 10 years old. I tried hardly to keep him away from social media and to keep him away from everything related to screen. But in fact, I failed. Why did I fail? Because he said, why am I different? Why my peers has Gmail? Why are my peers allowed or my pals allowed to use social media and I cannot use it? In fact, I didn't answer this question because it's all over. It's spreading all over the world that children, starting from I don't know which age, يمكن 2 years old, and it's spreading all over the world. I couldn't answer this question, and till now I have, as if he's telling me I am living an inner conflict. If I ask myself in this inner dialogue, why why I'm not allowed to use social media, or why am I allowed to use social media, it's something dangerous, in fact, because there are groups in social media that we as parents should be concerned to which data that Dr. Malak and Dr. Zainab talked about, which type of data our children and our adolescents are they allowed to see. And there is no security. You cannot prevent your child or any other one to stop sharing or to stop. And I see him once trying to, I'm taking my kid as a case study. I saw him once trying to make his cultural identity, himself as a virtual digital cultural identity on TikTok. So he tried to change himself, as you all know, on Snapchat to do music. When I watched the videos, I was just like astonished. I was surprised. I was shocked. Is this my son? Or social media tried to change him, change our culture, change everything related to us. And at the end of the day, thank you so much, and I recommend, as my colleagues recommended, we should emphasize the need for a balanced and mindful approach to social media use. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Zaina, for this nice presentation. Now we move for the last presentation in this session that will be delivered by Ms. Suha Al-Qatat, who is a PhD candidate at Sorbonne University in France, specializing in sentiment analysis and deep learning models. Please let us join Ms. Suha. Thank you.
screen. Can you see my screen? No, not yet. Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for Ma'arif University and organizers. Thank you for audience for being with us. I will be talking about sentiment analysis and Arabic social media text, challenges, innovation, and trends. So, what about our contribution? Our study is to check where is the Arabic sentiment analysis right now. We aim to explore in a systematic literature review to check all the trends, the latest publications about Arabic sentiment analysis. For this, we collected more than 100 papers. Thank you. More than 100 papers published during the last 5 years within 2018 and 2022 to provide insights about all the models that were applied to this topic. We will be talking first, we will know and introduce sentiment analysis and what are the challenges, the techniques and updates around the world, the specificity of Arabic and the trends of approaches for Arabic sentiment analysis, and finally, we will compare the models that were available in these studies. So what is sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is a tool, it's an automated way to determine the sentiment behind a text. Why sentiment analysis? Because it's all about social media, because we're expressing all our ideas over social media. How does sentiment analysis do that? After collecting information, it categorizes it within positive, neutral, or negative to know our feedbacks and our sentiments. And why sentiment analysis? Because it's an important tool currently to understand the feedbacks for business decision making, for analysis, for statistics, etc. What are the challenges? The ladies before talked and expressed very well the challenges. First, let's start with the ambiguity. Who from us, his mother didn't ask him to bring that thing from there, and we bring this thing from there. So we express ourselves in a human way. How does this machine that understands zeros and ones will understand our ambiguity? The sarcasm, if I say, how nice, how sarcastic I am, I definitely mean it's definitely not nice. Figurative language, slang, but Arabic has another specificity. For example, we have diversity of dialects. Let's start with the basic word, which is kifak. Kifak, it's a zayak in Egyptian. It's a total other word. Shlonak in other dialects. So the diversity of dialects even makes it harder. The orthography and vowels, allama, ulima, alima, it's about 3 words that we don't put the vowels on the letter, still we write it in three letters. The phonology, qaf, kaf, alif, in somewhere it's jim, so the phonology is very different. Agglutination, if I say asayashtariha, I just said 5 words. The alif is for really, it's a question. Sa, it's something in the future. Yashtari, the verb. Laha, it's something that he will buy and it's feminine. So I just asked a full sentence in 1 word. The morphology that is so complicated in Arabic, plus that we have the multilingual, which is, for the Arabic, we have the classic Arabic, which is the Quran. We have the modern Arabic, which is the language we're writing in, plus the spoken language. And now there's more. We're introducing foreign language. Mashallah, she's so beautiful. Hi, ça va? I just said English and French and I did not use Arabic. And additional also, Arabic is the Arabizi. What's the Arabizi? It's the combination between Arabic and Inglesi. It's the spoken Arabic but written in Inglesi. So we have a lot of challenges in Arabic sentiment analysis to determine the sentiment behind these variety of sentences. I should be doing it this way. Okay. So, how does the systems do that? In fact, first, the system will start with a data collection, then it will clean our data with pre-processing steps. Later on, there will be a feature extraction, which is the main step in transforming these data from human language to computerized language in numbers, and later on classifying by training and training the model to reach the best accuracy in trying to determine to evaluate our model in an expressive way. This is how, when our words are transformed into numbers, the model keeps training them until it classifies them into positive, negative, and neutral words, giving weight for each word. Where is the word now? The word now is introducing new models, such as ChatGPT, which is well known to all of us, which is doing very well in everything related to the human language. But there's something previous that started something we call transformers. It was a model launched by Google in 2018. It's called BERT. BERT, what it does is not to understand the sentence, let's say from left to right in one way. No, it added something to try to read the sentences from both directions, so it can capture the most meaningful links between the words. The Arabic now, where's the Arabic? In fact, there's scarcity of researchers, but the researchers that are available are very matching with the trends. First, the authors try to collect as much data as they can. They try to first to express their own dialects with their own countries, and some went more far where he tried to check multi-dialect, and most of them, we can see that 52 papers, or 52% of the papers worked on both dialectal and an essay, which is the modern Arabic, the written normal Arabic, and 2 of them worked on Arabizi. Okay, the models, there's different kind of models. The traditional way of sentiment analysis is called lexicon-based. This is the basic of sentiment analysis. Then the machine learning became more into the researchers, where in Arabic, within the 100 papers that were checked, 38 during the 5 last years papers included machine learning, whereas lexicon was just 9. 42 tested the deep learning models, and the transformers, which is part of the ChatGPT and BERT, was customized for Arabic in 5 models. One of them is called Arabert. Arabert is a model that was developed by Lebanese researcher, and it brought a better performance than the multilingual BERT that was produced by Google itself. So, for a comparison, for the sizes of the data sets, of course, the more we train the data sets, the more the system should be able to give us a better performance. In feature selections, which is the step that is just before the classification model, which is transforming the words into numbers. In fact, this is a main step that helps us to give the weight of each word. So what was the systems applied? There was the feature selection, which was the main way of transforming these words into something called bag of words related to specific topics. Then the word embedding, which are vectors and numbers that are used, could be via deep learning, and transformer, which also take into consideration each word and put it in tokens. The sizes of the data sets that were trained from 0 to 2,000, 1,001 to 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000 words, we're talking about words, then 100, then above 100,000. We can check that the performance of the transformers, yet it is the trend, it wasn't the ultimate. The word embedding, the ones that transform the words into vectors, is still the best. As models, also, the first three are the one related to deep learning. The CNN, LSTM, and the combined CNN, LSTM models. Next, I have the machine learning algorithms, later the lexicon, and finally the transformers. I can still see that machine learning, despite it's older than the deep learning, it's still bringing very high accuracies in their models, whereas the transformer, which is the updated model, it is not bringing the performance that we are expected. But for this, we zoomed out our results to check why is so. So if we can check, there are blue dots, green dots, and yellow dots. The zone A is showing with the size, the bigger the size of the data, the more we're applying the models, and the accuracy is above. So the accuracy shows that the green ones, in fact, are more available than the other two colors. So it might be related to sometimes to the data that was fit to the model. We can also see in the zone B, which shows the data that is huge, which is from 100K till 1 million, that the transformers are there also and bringing good accuracy, whereas the deep learning, you can see it in a one line. So it was on one kind of data and trained multiple times, whereas transformers are in still evolution. What we wanted to say from this presentation is that Arabic, with the scarcity of researchers, is in the trend and is trying to make its best, and it's working and evaluating, and the transformers, they still are under test, but they are bringing good results. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Soha, for the nice and clear presentation. Now we have questions, time for questions, sorry. Actually, it's for 5 minutes. So if anybody would like to ask the presenters questions, you are welcome. Please start.
رح احكي بالعربي بس لانه بحس اقرب للقلب. نحن اليوم هلا كنا مجمعين. نحن هلا اليوم كنا مجتمعين هون بهيدا الايفنت العلمي، بنفس الوقت كثير ناس فلسطين بجنوب لبنان عم تتهدد وعم تنقتل. فبس بدي اقول لكم نحن تجمعنا هون ما بيقل اهميه عن المقاومه، لانه هو اساسا جزء من المقاومه. فاذا بتسمحوا لي اهدي جهودنا العلميه اللي عم تصير بهذا المؤتمر للشهداء بلبنان وبفلسطين. شكرا.
Okay. Any questions more? You want to ask? Okay.
يعطيكم العافية. طبعا يعني المؤتمر رائع جدا، شكرا للجامعة وللدعوة على هذا النشاط. ما شاء الله تألقت جدا بالعرض اللي عملتيه.
Thank you.
أنا تفاجأت يعني بهالقوة وهاللغة اللي عندك إياها وهالتمكين وهالعرض وهالتحضير المستمر لهالموضوع هذا. هذا اليوم عم نعيش بصناعة الإعلام والابتكار. طيب يوم الذكاء الصناعي اللي عم بيدخل بالإعلام وعم بيغير أو بالأحرى عم بيزور بعض المعلومات وبعض الأمور اللي عم بتصير.
وعم بغير كمان.
بس في خوف، هو الخوف أكثر لأنه الإنسان عم بيستعمله للشر أكثر من الخير.
فعلا.
طيب نحن كيف ممكن نحن نواجه هيك مواضيع، وكيف ممكن نعرف المصدر الصحيح الأساسي مشان ما نصير في عندنا لغط بيناتهم وتطلع أنت كإعلامي إنه كثير معروف تتفاجأ إنه لا هذا الخبر كان كاذب واللعب عليك وانضحك عليك وبالتالي احنا ممكن نوقع بفخ كثير كبير.
وعم تصير حاليا اساسا. مزبوط.
لانه اليوم اكثر الناس اليوم اللي بيستعمل الموبايلات بيستخدم هي كوبي بيست من دون ما تقرا من دون ما تعمل اي شيء. طيب في ناس بيكون في ثقه فيهم بياخذوها كوبي بيست كثقه وبتروح الناس ممكن يطلعوا عليها ويتفاجئوا فيها. نحن اليوم كإعلاميين أو كمراسلين كيف ممكن نتنبه هالأمور هيدي قبل ما تحصل، أو شيء إنه تنبيه بسيط يعني دغري الإنسان بده يستدركه بالموضوع مشان ما يوقع بهالفخ هذا اللي عم بيصير.
شكرا كثير على سؤالك، سؤال كثير مهم للإعلاميين وللطلاب على حد السواء. بكل صراحة أنا أول نصيحة بنصحها إنه ما تفوتوا تشات بوتس، لأنه التشات بوت ما بيوضح لنا أصلاً الريفرنس، يعني التشات بوت معمول بس لحتى يجمع داتا ويعطيكم هذه الداتا بطريقة منظمة ومرتبة. I would recommend إنه تستعملوا fake news detection systems for example. فحضرتك كخبير بالإعلام المفروض يكون في عندك حدا بيعرف بالارتفيشال انتليجنس، بيعرف كيف يشتغل بالفيك نيوز ديتكشن سيستمز لحتى يكون عم بفلتر هيدا الأخبار اللي عم توصل من الذكاء الاصطناعي كمان على سيستم مبني على الذكاء الاصطناعي، بس هالمرة بيكون مدرب لحتى يعرف يفرق بين الفيك نيوز وبين الريل نيوز. هلا ما بحاجة لدورة، أنا بحس هو دور الإعلاميين الجداد مثل طلابنا أنه يتخصصوا بالارتفيشال انتليجنس، وهم بيكونوا عم ينشروا الوعي بنفس الوقت بين زملائهم. أكيد مش كل الإعلاميين لازم يتخصصوا بالاي اي، بس مطلوب أنه كل الإعلاميين يفهموا شو المحاذير لما يكونوا عم بيستخدم اي اي، وكثير عم تصير حاليا. لأنه أنا بتذكر من سنة تقريبا أو أقل من سنة كنت عم خبر طلابي عن شات جي بي تي ما كانوا يعرفوا اسمه. طب هلا صار شات جي بي تي هو رفيقهم تقريبا كل الوقت عم يستعملوه، حتى بكل الدومين صار عم يجاوب اجوبه غلط، مش بس عم بيطلع فيك نيوز. من الاساس اول شيء بدنا نوثق بحالنا، نعرف انه نحن كبشر صح الذاكره اللي قلنا محدوده، الاناليتيكال كابابيلتيز اللي قلنا منها كثير عاليه، بس نحن مطلوب مننا انه نعمل اوديت على الارتفيشال انتليجنس لانه منا اذكى منه، هو بالنهايه انعمل لحتى يقلدنا مش اكثر. فمطلوب انه يكون عندك شخص عم يعمل اوديتنج وشخص عم ينشر الوعي بين الموظفين اللي ما بيعرفوا عن الارتفيشال انتليجنس كيف يستعملوه بطريقه مضبوطه.
بس دكتور حسان.
اوكي.
سؤال.
اوكي بليز.
سؤال للدكتور أتات بالتحليل عن موضوع العبارات الاستهزائية أو فيها الاستهزاء نوعا ما. قديش في دقة يعطينا إنه هيدي العبارة يعطي حقيقة هالعبارة بتعكس بوزيتيف أو نيجاتيف إذا كانت هي بشكل استهزائي؟
صار في تطوير لكتير مودلز شغلتها عم اسمع اوكي. صار في تطوير لكثير مودلز، شغلتها هي تو ديتكت ساركازم. يعني اللي بصير هو بطريقه المودلز كيف تشتغل، بتنعطى كميه داتا، بيجي شخص ممكن اكيد ثرو ماشين، بس ان جنرال بتبلش هي بانوتيشن بيعملها شخص. يعني انا بجي كانسان اي ديتكت قريت انه هاو نايس، ما بعرف مين في، ما مش رح فوت ببروجكت فيمينست لا اذا اعتبر انه مثل الاكزامبل اللي انا اعطيته، اذا شاب بيوقف بيقول عن جد حلو، هو على الارجح قاصد عن جد حلو. اذا مرة على الارجح عم بتقول عن جد حلو، يعني على الارجح مسخره. ففيني انا كهيومن تو ديتكت اذا ساركاستيك او لا، فبمرن السيستم على هالاساس. يعني انا بعطيه بيج داتا that is defined او annotated from a human وبدربه على هالشيء. it can be detecting the sarcasm yes or no.
اليوم اللي بياخذ على اساس النبره الصوت.
الايموتيكونز بتلعب دور كثير كبير. التوبيك يعني اذا انا اعطيته انه انا للهيومن اللي هو annotating my data انه انا عم بحكي عن something political وهو مجاوب بطريقه، سوري بعتذر على الميكرو هو مجاوب بطريقه بتبين استهزائيه، فانا قدرانه كهيومن حتى لو مش شايفته مش شايفه تعابير وجهه قدر انه هو عم بيستهزئ بالموضوع او انه هيدا فعليا رايه. بس اجين الماشين مثلا بتعتمد على كميه المعلومات اللي انا اعطيتها اياها، على الايموجيز، على مثلا اذا انا بحط كلمه واو مع www يعني هون ببين الشخص قديش عم يستهزئ او لا. فكمان مثل الوقت اللي الهيومن بمرنوا على هاي الانوتيشنز بيوصل لمطرح تو ديتكت. اكيد ما في موديل وصل ل 100% اكيورسي الا اذا انا عم بعطيه داتا سيت من اللي انا مرنته عليها، بس ما في اكيورسي 100%، بس انه عم يوصل ل very good accuracies.
Any more questions? Okay, I think it's better to move the question. We still want one question. One question, please, because the time of the session has been ended.
السلام عليكم، يعطيكم العافية. دكتورة زينب فيلي، مشكورة على اللي أعطيتينا إياه، بس أنا لفتني شغلة لأنه نحن هلأ على مقربة من اليوم العالمي للغة العربية. تحدثتي عن موضوع السوشيال ميديا لانجوج، برأيك هلأ شو النصيحة اللي ممكن تعطيها حضرتك لطلاب، نحن هلأ طلاب جامعة المعارف، لما نكون عم نأسس لكلتشر أو ما نكون عم نأسس لمحو اللغة العربية من قاموس يعني قاموس تصرفاتنا اليومية، سواء بالتواصل مع بعض على الواتساب، على هذا من خلال السلانج لانجويج او الاختصارات اللي عم بتصير، او حتى من خلال يعني هلا نحن هون كثير منا بطل عم يستعمل حتى يعني الاحرف العربية. نحن هلا عم نشارف اليوم العالمي للغة العربية، شو نصيحتك لنا؟
Okay. Thank you for this question. هيدا دليل انه حطينا ايدنا على الجرح اذا بدك. وهي مش بس اللغة العربي اللي نحن هلا لازم نكون يعني قلقين اتجاهها. ان فاكت كل اللغات، يعني اذا بتشوفي بالصيني، بالعربي، بالانجلش، بالاسبانيش، بكل اللغات صاروا عم يستعملوا هول السلانجز وابريفيشنز. بس بخصوص اللغه العربيه بالذات، حتى الزملاء حكيوا عن الانتولوجي وكيف اللانجويج، الكمبيوتر لانجويج، ما بعرف اذا وصلوا لمحل يفهموا اللغه العربيه، لانه اللغه العربيه لها خصوصيتها، إلى الصرف والنحو اللي لها، إلى الفقه اللي لها، إلى تفسيراتها. وهي كلنا بنعرف إنه اللغة العربية مصدرها هي القرآن. وفي عندها هول الحركات الآ والأو التحريك، يعني كتير صعب. ممكن نكتب كلمة ذهب مثلا، ممكن يفهمها ذهب أو ذهب، أو يعني في هول الكونوتيشنز المعاني المضمرة كتير صعب إنه يفهمها الماشين. هلا أنتم أخبر مني بالموضوع، بس إنه عم يشتغلوا انه يصير يفهمها اكثر واكثر، بس هل يا ترى على التفاسير عم يقدروا كمان يفهموا؟ they are working on it، يعني حتى لهلا they are working on it. هلا بخصوص هون عم نحكي باعلى مستوى من اللغه العربيه، اما اذا عم نحكي على اذا بدك ادنى مستوى من اللغه العربيه اللي هو عم يستخدم بالسوشيال ميديا، اللي هو عم بيحاول يمحي اسس اللغه العربيه وقواعد اللغه العربيه. هيدا الشيء ما بعرف إذا بدنا نشوف منظمات أو بمجامع اللغة العربية يقدروا يحطوا، طبعا بالتعاون مع اللي بيشتغلوا على السوشيال ميديا، بالتعاون معهم يكون في نظام معين يرفض كلمات معينة أو مصطلحات معينة تنكتب إلا مثل ما هي لازم تنكتب مظبوط. I don't know، انتم خبراء بهذا المجال، ماشين ترانسليشن والأونتولوجي، يعني لازم يكون في هيك شيء لعدم تشويه اللغة، أصل اللغة. لأنه هلا نحن إذا بنضلنا ماشيين بهالتواتر السريع للسوشيال ميديا واليوزرز اللي حكيت عنهم قبل شوي فرجيتكم إياهم قد إيه يعني السرعة بالأعداد المتزايدة، يعني نحن رايحين إنه اللغات قد تتلاشى يوما ما.
هو هذا المطلوب.
exactly هيدي السياسة معتمدة، هيدي السياسة اللي نحن ماشيين فيها. بس إذا ما في إنترنت رح توقف هيدي البوليسي، يعني لأنه كل السوشيال ميديا مبني على شيء اسمه إنترنت. إذا ما في إنترنت أو ما بعرف إذا بيوما ما بقى حيكون في إنترنت، I don't know، إن شاء الله ما بقى يصير في إنترنت، فبنرجع للإنسانية، ما بقى نشتغل ماشينز وعدم أحاسيس يعني، وإذا بدنا نحكي سلانجز وأبريفيشنز، لأنه كله هيدا يبدو إنه نحن ماشيين للأسوأ. ما بعرف إذا قدرت أوصل لك الجواب اللي لحضرتك تفضلتي وسألتيه.
بس إذا فينا أعقب دكتور زينة على شيء اللي تفضلتي فيه. أول شيء بالنسبة للدارك سايد من هيدي التكنولوجي مثل ما عم تتفضل، بس ما أنا ما حبيت فكرة إنه إن شاء الله بيختفي الإنترنت أو إن شاء الله بيختفي السوشيال ميديا، بالعكس إن شاء الله نحن بنعرف نستعمله لمصلحتنا. نحن كل يوم عم نعيش بصراع لحتى هيدي الحضارة اللي عندنا، مش بس الحضارة العربية، كل الحضارات بدهم إياها تندثر. هلا إذا بتلاحظوا الولد إذا بتلاقوا بإيده تليفون حيطلع له دعاية كثير مختلفة عن الدعاية اللي بتطلع لإلكم. هن they know what they are doing، بس نحن مش ما بدنا نبعد عن هذا العالم نقول ما بدنا نستعمله، لا بدنا نستعمله ونوصل صوتنا عليه بالطريقة المضبوطة.
To be secured. ما أنا I was just sharing my own experience. إنه هي my son is a TikToker. My son and all of us، بس أنا أخذت case study of my son. طب how can I prevent him by using TikTok or WhatsApp or Facebook or all tools of social media? Can I do this?
You can. هلا it requires a lot of
How is it secure? يعني is there a certain program that prevents?
We still have 1 minute because the session has been
Is there a certain program that prevents مثلا يكون في هيك اشياء خطرة إذا بدنا نقول؟ Yes, okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you everybody. I would like to thank our presenters. But the time we can move it for the break session if you want, because okay. You can proceed.
You can proceed.
بس بالنسبة للعربيك لانجويج، هلا نحن عم نعمل conducting research about Arabic ontology in domain of digital media. بنشوف إنه في عنا lot of ontology related to digital media in English. We have lot of ontology library related to English language. بتطلع على Arabic language, even if it's complex. We have important language. بتطلع في عنا just a few ontologies that are related to semantic annotation and related to Arabic media. We don't have a libraries related to Arabic ontology. We don't have a specific semantic web tools that can deal with Arabic ontology. بس احنا عم نطلع وين في عنا tools اللي بنقدر بس نستعملها and to deal with Arabic script مثل Protege and Jena. We don't have specific semantic web tools that are just deal with the Arabic language. مشان هيك عم نعمل conducting ل different conferences لنحف the researchers in this domain, even in Arabic semantic annotation and in other artificial intelligence with respect to the Arabic data set. Thank you for your listening.
I would like to thank our presenters, Dr. Abdulsamad Mati, Dr. Malak Khalas, Dr. Zainab Masoon, Dr. Zainab Faili, and Ms. Suhal Akal. Now we shall have 1 hour for a lunch break. The first session will be starting at 15:30 and its title is in the Newsroom. Thank you.